Hey.
Hey. No. A little short, dry as hey. Hey.
How y'all doing?
Hey. Hey.
Hi.
Hey. Y'all not gonna, so y'all not gonna welcome me back? Okay, that's what's up. Well, I hope, I hope people in the audience welcome me back. I'm back, bitches. It's the little one, and it's not boom, down, boom. Watch out now. It's the little one, and it's not bow wow. Um, So we are keeping it 100, coming at you live and in color. Is this bitch on? Is the red light on? Justice, is it on,
I believe,
Bryce?
I believe,
I
I
It's
think that
on,
believe
bitch
baby.
so.
is running. We are live in the garage. Shout out to TS, shout out to TS Madison and Tammy and all the wonderful people that came before us. That have had so much success in the podcast slash live stream slash Instagram live world. Big ups to you guys for opening these doors and platforms for us to kind of ride your coattails. We appreciate you. Um, but we are Rain Outreach Team. We are here to kind of talk about different things. Go over some authentic stories we have to tell you guys by way of teaching you things through us by with our stories. So pull up, get you a seat, get you some popcorn and your little food, your stress food. Tag your sisters and your brothers and your mothers and whoever else, your best friends you're gonna tag and enjoy the show tonight. Also, please, 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 we cannot stress this enough. If you watching us, comment so we can see that you watching. Like engage in the conversation with us. We want to talk to you. We're talking to you. So if you it's watching and it's something that you want to like hone in, tight. It's okay. We're gonna call you out. Um, Before we get started, we do have a focus group that you've seen on my and I think others have also posted this as well. It's a quick $100. That is it. I'm trying to give people $100. And I want people to come and sit and talk to me about things that I put together, my team put together. We have all had input in some way, form, or fashion on some of the things that we're going to show you for you to kind of pick it apart. So if you are interested and want to make a quick $100, please hit somebody up so that they can point you in the right direction, um, and we can get you ready. Um, so, without further ado, shout out to Crew, our sister organization, which stands for Community Empowerment and Wellness, um, and Project Uplift, um, and all the other wonderful things in the world. So I've told you about a research study that I'm doing, but we do have another research department via Bryce, who also have some studies that are taking place at the moment as well. So he can kind of give you a little bit of background once it's his turn to talk about some of the things that he got going on, and maybe you qualify for as well. So I'm Johnny, and I actually sent it over to Bryce.
Oh my God. Hey everybody. My name is Brian, research coordinator at Rain. Currently, I am managing one of our four ongoing research studies centered around HIV and PrEP usage. So that's 965-4872. That's it.
Oh, thank you. Go ahead, Justice.
How y'all doing? I'm Justice. I am the peer attention specialist at Rain. I work with the EPI program as well. So that is individuals who are 13 to 24, living with HIV, as well as those who are older than 24. So you got 25 and up. But I also assist if they've been out of care for at least uh, 6 months or more, or they are new to care or newly diagnosed. So hit me up. My phone number on my description.
Oh, I usually do have the phone number at the bottom of the screen, don't I?
Hmm.
My bad. It's there.
It was there. It was
It's been a little minute.
there.
What's up, y'all? My name is TQ. I am the peer retention specialist as well. My job is to find individuals that's been out of care 6 months or more and diagnosed. Um, Number is 980-505-9109. Get at me.
Thank you. Okay, so when y'all say "get at me" like that at the end of y'all little speech, it reminds me of like the old interactive mail profiles. I know some of y'all too young for this bullshit, but back when I was a kid, we used to have these little phone chat lines that you call and talk to people, and so people have to do and people have to do like these little ads, right? So like if I'm calling the line, my name is Johnny. You know, I am a bottom looking for a top. About to buy, get at me, young sexy boy. You know, about to whatever. And at the end of it, we will always say, "Get at me," like every single time at everybody's profiles. It's so it was it was called interactive mail. If you don't know, and if you know, you know.
Right.
Some people in the audience may know about that. Because I used to be on that damn chat line every weekend. And then
Phone bill up.
no, it was so they give you a free trial. I think you had a free trial of like 60 minutes. Um, or I think it was 7 days. But you had to call from a different number. So I would call from my mama's cell phone or grandma's cell phone, the house phone, my cell phone whenever I got one. My sister said like I would find ways to cheat the system and
I
call in.
am crying.
But anyway, let's keep it moving professionally. Um, we're gonna go ahead and go to hot topics. I got some things that I have to talk about. First thing first, if I'm not mistaken, Fantasia has had her little baby. Congratulations to Fantasia. I think she had a little girl, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Her name
so
is Kazaya.
her name is who?
Kazaya.
Wow.
Don't do that. It's from the Bible. That's my niece's name.
We said Zachariah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you said. I thought you said Kazaya.
I
That's
thought he
what I
said
heard.
Zachariah too.
No, he did say Kazaya.
Oh, okay, okay.
Kazaya from the Bible.
Yeah.
Really?
What verse?
Girl, I don't know. My cousin told me that. Okay. Okay. Well, I
All
like
right.
I like Cain. I like Abel. I like names like that. But it's okay.
Okay, well, that's fine. I mean, it's cool. Now, that is the name of the Bible that I wish my name was, and that was Isaiah.
Isaiah.
I always wanted my name to be Isaiah. I actually thought about at the age of 18 changing my name to Isaiah because I really like that name so much for whatever reason. I was infatuated by that name. Like, I love that name.
I went to school with a Corinthian.
Okay. I'm not naming my child Corinthians, but
No,
it's fine.
and I went to school with Genesis and the Exodus.
I can say Genesis. I actually have a niece by the name of Genesis as well.
Mm-hmm.
Exorcist, I'm not doing that. We're not putting that. But I'll let y'all have it because we got bitches out here named by the name of Blue Ivy. So I mean, I get it,
I like blue.
What?
Yeah.
I like blue.
Well, Sir Carter, whatever, all of them. I don't care.
Don't do the royal children.
We have
Don't do it.
what's the West girl name?
North.
Northwest. Yes.
Chicago.
We're not doing this. But also moving on with the names, we also got so it's been a lot of like traction with this whole Bow Wow and Romeo verses.
Soldier Boy.
No, it's another one about Bow Wow and Romeo. So I've seen the one that Soldier Boy
What?
too. But so it's not and nothing. I don't say nothing that's been officially confirmed and stuff like that yet. So people have been really talking about this Bow Wow and Romeo. Now I can see Soldier Boy too, but Romeo and Bow Wow has more of came out around the same time frame. Soldier Boy came out a little bit later, so Bow Wow have a little bit more things under his belt.
Porter.
Huh?
Could have did Soldier Boy and Travis Porter.
I can see that better.
Okay.
I can see that better. So,
Taylor.
but I've seen a lot of people like Romeo is not like he won't be able to hold a candle to Bow Wow, things like that. I feel like people are sitting on Romeo beats. Like Romeo had some shit now. He had some stuff out there. That was like Romeo bounce with me, left to the right, left to the right. Like, that's not it though. That's not. Y'all remember Romeo album? He also had
no.
Romeo, ooh, Romeo. It takes two to make a thing go right,
I
Romeo.
remember Bounce With Me and that was it.
I remember the Romeo show. That's it.
Right.
Romeo
When they had
had
a show.
bangers. Y'all not finna sit on that
Mm-mm.
man like that.
No.
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 I went to the Romeo
Compared
concert
to
in the
Bow
first.
Wow, Bow Wow's taking it then because Bow Wow had more of a musical career. Romeo like did an album or two and then was like, okay, I'm an actor.
But those two albums had
No,
hits on them. Yes, they
no,
did.
no.
Y'all is lame. Um,
Really?
No. Mm-mm.
I I just think that
Mm-mm.
and I'm not saying. I just think that I understand that Bow Wow would win the versus battle, but I kind
Mm-hmm.
of feel like people are really discrediting Romeo. Like he didn't have like Romeo had some shit. That's all I'm
Okay.
saying to that.
All right.
Like people are saying Romeo didn't have nothing. As a matter of fact, that that y'all remember that ad that he did for the college IDZ
I
that
see.
look
And you gonna play that in the verses,
yes
baby? No.
yes. No, so what I'm saying is though, but they pulling it up like that's the only thing Romeo had. Romeo had a plethora of other shit.
Mm.
I remember when he did the Proud Family. Bow Wow never did the Proud Family.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
But okay, that's fine. Whatever.
Okay. You got it.
Um.
Mm. I ain't never had nobody show me
Okay.
everybody show me.
Okay.
Okay, like
Okay.
that's all he gotta
Okay.
do. That's
Okay.
all he gotta do, and it's over.
Y'all remember the song he had with Solange?
Yes.
Cool.
Romeo had a song with Solange.
Mm-hmm.
From Proud Family.
No, it wasn't from Proud Family.
Uh,
It was off his album.
nope, don't remember it. It's not ringing a bell, darling.
Yeah, actually, I want to look at the name. I want to look up the name of that song. Now that I think about it, Romeo Romeo and Solange.
Like you. Oh.
Yeah, what's the name of that song?
That's a
True
bop.
Love.
If you ever
True
heard
Love. I True Love. I follow you to the moons in the sky above.
it. Nope, don't
Ooh.
remember it,
So
darling.
so you should know this, Justice, because they actually sampled. They sampled. They sampled. They sampled. What's his name? Oh my God, I'm about to get slack for this. They sampled. What's his name? Never too much. Never too. What's his name?
Luther Vandross.
They sampled Luther Vandross' song. You should know
Okay,
that song. You should know that
I
song.
do know that song. Yes,
I'm saying
I
you
know
should know.
never too much.
No, I'm talking about, but the I follow
Mm-mm.
you to the moon and the skies above. Ooh, my God, this is amazing, amazing, loving you
That's
forever.
so amazing. Yeah,
So
I know
amazing,
that
yeah,
song.
yeah. So they
Hmm.
sampled
Hmm.
that, and him and Solange did a song called True Love,
I'm gonna
which was
listen
a
to it on
hit.
my way home.
It was a hit. 2003. He was a hit. But anyway, okay. Moving on.
Mm.
Um, one thing that's dear to my heart and for my anime fans out there, Sailor Moon comes out with their two-part movie on Netflix on June 3rd. Sailor Moon Crystal is coming out on June 3rd on Netflix for their two-part movie for the fourth season. I'm a big Sailor Moon fan. I'm a big anime fan, so I will be watching. I just wanted to put that out there for people that may be watching that are anime fans. I fucking love Sailor Moon. Um, so I decided to I'm gonna binge watch it over the weekend so that when June 3rd hit, I can be all caught up. I mean, I've already watched all of the seasons and stuff like that, but yeah, I just want my refresher, so I can have my moment. So that's that. Um, I think that's all about topics that I have for you today. If anybody else don't have anything else,
Mm-mm.
okay. Well, we're going to talk about our main subject today. Our main subject is what's our main subject, y'all?
Dating and safety.
Oh, I thought it was called Dating Diaries.
Aiden Diaries and safety.
Yes.
Dating Diaries and Safety. All right. So let's just get into it. Let's just dive into the conversation. Um, Bryce, what's a good date for you?
A good date is a fun date. Something that we could be playful at. So like bowling, axe throwing. Let's go to the pool table. What's that game you played when you had like a little thing on a gliding table? I forgot the name
Air
of it.
hockey.
Air
Yeah,
hockey.
hockey, like an arcade, something that's really fun. Like I want to go on some fun because we have a whole relationship to go out to a dinner, and then you go to a movie. You don't get to know the person because you're not talking. You watching the movie.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
fuck it. But
I
yeah,
mean, but when you having fun, are you getting to know them, or are you just having fun?
maybe I want to do both. Maybe I want to have fun and get to know you.
Touche, touche.
I don't like. You right. You said something. I don't like going to the movies for a first date.
Oh
Mm-mm.
no,
I don't either.
mm-mm. No.
I
Movies
don't.
are that's ladies.
Don't like you. Just it's either y'all talking or y'all doing something else. That's it. I mean, it's
Okay.
either watching a movie or doing something else. That's it. But you're not really getting to know each other.
Hey, listen. Yeah, I don't like movies for the first, especially for the first date. Like if we're dating or in a relationship, then of course we could do a movie date, but not for like us trying to get to know each other. I'm not wanting to sit down. And if I'm going to do a first date to go to the movies, I'm most likely getting head or giving head.
Lord Jesus.
Ooh,
So
It's
we sitting at, so we're sitting in the back.
so what's a
ooh,
good date?
okay.
What's a good date for you there, Justice? What's a good date to you?
Um. Well, like you said, a fun date. Like it's so much to do, and I hate that people resort to like dinner and a movie. Like that's so basic. Like let's go to Frankie's. Let's go climb a mountain, child. Let's get
Let's
active.
go to golf or
Uh,
something.
you know what I'm saying? Top golf. Carowinds open now. Like you know, whitewater rafting. Like it's so much. And then you got free stuff like going to the overlook if you want to be a little cute or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's free. And you just going to, watch planes take off and land. But it's cute, nice little scenery by the airport. You know what
I
I'm
like
That's
the
saying? People
overlook
when
then.
the date's about to end.
You said what?
When the date's about to end.
because that's because you
Oh, you
nasty, Bryce. That's why.
Not nasty. I'm just
nasty but classy. Okay.
not at the airport. TQ, what's a good date to you?
You on mute?
You get me?
Yeah.
So a good
Mhm.
date for me is like a nice rooftop date with just strings and like a little live band, and or paint with a twist. I like romantic type dates.
Okay.
You as an individual.
Heard
I like
you.
especially like a sip and paint too. That would be at that. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yo,
I like horseback riding and shit stuff like
Okay.
that.
that's
Mhm.
I don't get on horses. I don't get on horses because I'm fat, and I know if I was a horse,
Oh
I
gosh.
wouldn't want somebody.
yo.
Like you know what I mean? Like I don't like. I don't like. I'm like I look. Don't get on me. If I was a, I don't do that to horses. I be like, I look at the horse. I ain't, but yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
I
I don't. I want the horse to be like, okay. Like I ain't trying to do that to the damn horse. Listen.
and I think Justice brought up a good point. I think people forget about the free stuff, like going on an actual picnic in the park,
Mhm.
things like that, or like taking a walk taking doing the trails and walking the trails and things like that. Like I like stuff like that myself. Um, so I will go walk a trail, and things like that, or I definitely like a picnic, in a nice shaded area, heavily
Okay.
shaded under trees. Okay.
With a little
Uh,
a bottle of some wine.
what about a wine and
Okay.
a blanket?
People watching.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um, actually, so Lytton actually take us to our next conversation. Is what are some important questions that you should ask on the first date? Um,
I think like where you from? Where are you from? Is a good
Mhm.
question. I don't think that's a bad question. I think it's even appropriate to ask what you do for a living. It's not appropriate to ask how much you make, but it is like, wait, what is your career? Like, another important question is, so why you moving? Why you live in Charlotte? Are you from Charlotte, or like why did you
Mhm.
choose to live here instead of anybody anywhere else? Like, this really like Get to know, ask questions that you can continue to build a conversation on. Don't ask like a dead end question.
So I don't know if this is too soon, but it's not the first question I asked. But at some point on the first date, I do ask like, "How is your relationship with your family?" Like, it don't have to be good. Be, hear me out, because if we date and child, like I need to know what I'm getting myself into. Like, is your family crazy? And it's fine. Like, if you don't have a relationship with your family, that's fine. I just need to like get to the root. Is there any unresolved like family trauma there that I need to look out for? Like, or you know what I'm saying? Because I'm. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. I need to know. Do you call your
Um,
mama on Sundays?
With me, I like to ask like, what are some of your goals? What are you looking for in a relationship? Um, Basically, what you like to do for fun. Tell me something about yourself that's interesting. Things of that nature, just so I can get that individual.
Hmm. I like that too. That's really
That's
good.
cool. That's cool.
so
Talk to me.
I don't really know. Like honestly and truly, I kind of feel like I'm one. Y'all know I throw this word around every single day. Authenticity. And like so like sometimes an inappropriate question can kind of fit the mood of the date. Um, are we fucking tonight? You know, like
No,
No,
you don't
not on
ask.
the.
If it happens, it happens. If it happens,
No,
it
that's
happens.
something
You
that
don't
happens if
ask
it
that.
happens on the first date. You
I
don't
mean,
ask.
sometimes you gotta let it be known what your intentions is.
Yep. Right.
I
Well,
mean,
let's get into that because I want to talk about the entitlement. Because there was this guy who took a girl on a date. He spent $150 at Top Golf, but she didn't have sex with him. So he texted the next day and was kind of upset about it. Was like, I spent all this money on you, but we didn't do anything. And she's like, well, I don't owe you sex because I didn't put no gun to your head to spend that amount of money. Two, I don't think $150 is a lot of money.
fuck
Three,
that.
no, three. If you want to fuck, all you had to do was find a sex worker or prostitute, and you could have did that. Or
No.
you could find an escort. If you wanted to take somebody on a date and spend
Hello,
money and have sex with them, you should have did that. I feel like nobody's entitled to anything. I didn't put no gun to your head and make you spend $100 on the first date. You choose
hello.
to do that. So that doesn't mean I got to have sex with you just because you spent that much money on me.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay,
Mm.
so here's the thing. I
What's
okay, so I partially disagree.
why?
So I don't think that it's an entitlement or it's like you have to do. If you disagree, you definitely disagree. My that's basically you can't force somebody to have sex with you. However, there's a difference. So here's the thing. I'm gonna okay. Oh my gosh. I don't care. I'm being very candid. So there's a difference in a date than okay. So for instance, if we
It
go
was
into
their
like
first date.
The
listen,
first date.
listen now. I'm about to school you on me right quick. So like, if we're going to like an Applebee's, or if we're going to like, hell,
Adelphia.
hell, no, I even say, you know, a
Ruth
nice,
Chris.
I even say, Ruth Chris, I don't mind spending a chump change on somebody that I really really like. You know what I'm
Not
saying
on the
like
first.
that.
Mm-mm.
So I'm cool with that. Whatever. However, though, if I have, if I'm spending $200 a plate or $200, $100 per plate, and or we doing other shit throughout the night, you know what I'm saying that is expensive. Um, we at 150 $200. A nigga getting something tonight. I'm getting tonight.
Nobody owes you anything. Nobody told you to
I'm,
spend that much money.
you
I mean,
better
Mm.
you
it's a
better
little.
call your friends. You better figure
Uh,
something out.
What you
Cause
say, TQ?
I said, if not, say it's a little fellatio or something.
Right. I love
I,
nigga song.
I,
A little,
I
little
like
fellatio.
I, I'm getting something tonight. I don't care. I do not care.
This is
I,
our first
Well,
I
date.
would be so
for me,
upset if I don't get
I
none.
didn't even
I
tell
get
you to take me to Top Golf. You chose to take me to Top Golf and spend
so
$150 on round.
I get what you're
But
saying, right? But
when?
baby, if somebody spend 150, 200 on me, it's going down. I don't care. You don't have to expect it because it's coming, baby. It's coming. Maybe she just wasn't that girl, but the majority are gonna be like, oh, he okay on the first date.
Listen,
Okay, legs.
So y'all say
right.
y'all
Okay,
you say that boy
legs.
worth $150.
No, it's no. It's not about that. So
Hmm.
I think that you're talking about. So, and I get what you're saying, Bryce. So
Yeah.
it's definitely not about that because here's the thing: if he did this on a first date and I gave him some, imagine what this man can do for me historically throughout our relationship,
Hello.
Mhm.
right?
But
So,
he said he spent his last, so that means he's not financially responsible either.
Oh, that's his
well, see,
problem.
that's a
Oh,
different
and
situation
what Cardi say?
because you can't start something
He said
that
you
you
can't.
cannot that you can't maintain, most definitely.
Okay.
So I'm a big person. I am a big advocate for that. Don't start me off on these expensive dates and think
Okay.
that now 2 years later we want Applebee's. No. That's not how we.
I'm not. What is
That's
this?
not.
Ghetto.
I'm
No.
I'm spoiled now. We're not doing that.
Don't introduce me to something you can't maintain. So that also brings me to like, do you go on a date if you don't have any money? If somebody asks you out, are you expecting them to pay, or are you still gonna bring your own money anyway? Because if I ask you out, I'm paying. But if you ask me
But
out, I'm expecting you to pay, but I'm still gonna bring my own money.
I don't know
I
what
feel like. Go ahead, Tiki. My bad.
without no money.
Oh
They just
yeah.
Hmm.
Mm-mm. You don't go on a date without any money because what if they have that same mindset? Like, oh, I thought she was paying. Now look,
No,
we both ain't got no money. So
no.
look.
you so bring your own money.
Okay. Yes, Virginia, you're not getting nothing from me. Period.
Regina
I ain't
said, "I'm still gonna
gonna.
make you wait." Just a kiss, Regina. No, ma'am.
I mean, I ain't gonna front. I might touch it a little bit, you know.
Okay. I'm gonna touch it. I'm gonna look at. I'm gonna touch it. It ain't gonna go untouched. Definitely not. Okay. It will definitely not go untouched. One
I
hundred
might
fifty
touch it a
to two
little
hundred
bit or
dollars.
whatever. You know, that's too crazy.
Like I just
Um,
feel like it's. I don't think it's entitlement. I think she wanted more because baby, somebody spends 150 to 200 on little on me on the first date. I'm
Yes.
not. It's no question. Like
Somebody
I'm
made
gonna
a
feel
comment saying,
appreciated.
like, you must not really like him because if you really liked him, you would have given him some. But she was like, no, the reason why I didn't give him none because I actually did like him. I did enjoy the date and I wanted him to see me as more.
Okay, I
You know
get that,
what?
but you could have
Okay.
touched it a little bit. So
So here's the thing. Here's the thing I have with those people. But I do want to. You already switched conversations, so I do want to
Yes,
touch on that.
yes.
But because we went back, I want to say for those people like that. Because like here's the thing. So it's especially for people that feel like this is tied to their self worth or
Mm-hmm.
tied to I'm worth more than that. I get that, but why do you have to? Why is your worth based on financial or monetary value? So it's all. I hear people say this all the time. If he can't do A, B, and C for me, then why? But what are you doing for yourself, baby girl, but baby boy, like that. So
Mm-hmm.
so for her to say, so I get there's a different mindset for some people, or I feel like, oh, $150 is not enough or things like that. But like, if you liked him and your reason was, oh, I want him, I reason why I didn't have sex with him that night because I wanted him to continue to do what he was doing for me. So you're continuously gaining something from him,
Mm-hmm.
right? You're gaining something from him, and I'm not sure what you have to produce for him. You're gaining something, but you're not giving something in return. I'm not saying it has to be sex. I'm not saying that at all. I don't want people to think that, oh, like it has to be in return of sex. No, it's not at all. But you got to make sure that we are bringing something to the table, for a person to stay interested, be interested, and want to be interested in you. I don't necessarily think that always have to be tied to your self worth. Um, what can you bring to the table?
I can bring the table. Okay, period. I don't need your table. I don't need a seat. I can bring my own table.
Um, but uh, but to touch on the money situation, any date that I go on, I always make sure I bring my money and or money. I do bring my own money, but I also make sure I bring money for my date. I don't want to be nowhere to where I feel like I don't know the expect. Let me tell you something. I learned this when I was a kid. I was 15, 16 years old, and this boy. He was no, he was okay. So I always have I've always had a infatuation with dating older men, things like that, especially as a teenager, as a kid. So um, it was this older guy that wanted to take me on a date and things like that. He asked me on a date, and he took me to Ruby. He took me to Ruby Tuesdays back when Ruby Tuesdays was in Charlotte, and what it has been. And and I am a tourist in a true tourist fashion. So I love fine dining and I like to eat. So I'm going to eat how I would treat myself, right? Which is the whole 9 yards. I'm going to eat. I'm going to eat.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not an expensive date, and I know that because I can support myself and things like that. And I've always been like that. So he, so we got to Ruby, we had went to Ruby Tuesdays. I ate good and things like that. When a receipt came, when a check came, he was like, "Oh, he looked at the receipt, eyes got big, he got a little nervous, and he said, "You might as well go ahead. You might as well go ahead." He was jokingly, but I think in his joke he was serious, and he was like, "You might as well go ahead and pull out your purse." Now, no, I didn't carry no purse, but back then I was a flaming flame pop, so that kind of took me by the blind. But so I looked at him, and I felt so offended. I felt so offended, and I said, "You know what? Don't worry about it. I pay for the whole ticket."
Ooh,
Yeah,
and that's what a bad bitch. No.
and I pay for the whole ticket because what you won't do is like I was that offended. Like what? You can't afford Ruby Tuesdays? Don't worry about it. I pay for the whole meal. Don't worry about it.
Not
But
with a grown man.
and he was like,
Okay.
and he was like, and his like, I had to be 16. I want to say 15 to 16 years old, and I think he was like 25, 26.
Oh, everybody going to jail.
Right.
Oh,
Everybody going to jail. Everybody going to jail. You going to
and
jail.
you ain't got no money. Hell
You ain't got no money, or you going to jail.
no. Hell
Going to
no.
jail.
Mm-mm.
You going to jail. That's it.
Guess
Mm-mm.
what?
No.
Oh, and to the girl that decided that didn't sleep with the man on the first date after he paid $150, I still gave this man some,
Ah! See,
and
that's where you
I
go.
paid for the date. But it had,
That's
guess
where
what?
you.
It had nothing to do with my self worth. It's what I wanted to
That's
do.
right. That's
Period.
right. That's what you wanted to do.
Only take one day.
That couldn't have been me. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
I'd be like, damn. I guess you washing dishes, huh? Cause
Okay, I guess.
I
Let
guess
me
you.
go to the car real quick. I got my other car in the car.
Who said that?
I got my other car.
No, I wasn't driving. He was driving. I didn't have no license.
Oh
Oh,
my god.
I,
This is that
I would.
earlier we talked about how bringing up an inappropriate question could be good, but I want to know how early or how too late is it to ask the person you dating about their sexual past? Do you even ask them that?
Don't ask me about sex if we ain't discussing that. Don't mention anything about sex if we're dating. If it's just what it is, if it's a hit it and quit it, baby, of course before. But as far as dating, don't bring up sex until we have that conversation. And if we don't have that conversation on the first date, then you don't need to say anything to me about sex.
I feel like that question should be asked like later on, like not when y'all like in months into dating each other. I brought this up because I watched the show called Insecure. And on Insecure, one of the characters was dating this guy. He asked her, "What's the craziest sexual thing you did?" And she told him. So she asked him the same question. He was like, "Oh yeah, dude went down on me once, but I really didn't like it." And then after that, she was turned off by him completely because she in her head
Okay.
he was like, "Oh, he gay. Like I can't date him no more. I can't be with him no more." But I was like, but also too, I had to think about if she was a straight man and he was a straight woman, and she was like, "Oh yeah, my body count like 55," he would have been over it too. So I want to know, like, do you even ask, or would you even be over it if you got an honest answer? Because I feel like if I got an honest answer, I'll be over it. But I don't lie, so I know everybody's somewhat on a first last name basis. So if you ask me my body count, I'll be like, okay, it's blah blah blah.
Do people still ask that nowadays though? Like,
Hold on. I would like to congratulate Bryce for that because kudos, kudos to you. That's what's up. That's what's up. Y'all, what generation you is? Y'all
See,
Generation Z are a lot more, put together in that realm. Because if you ask me that same bullshit, it's gonna.
Okay, I can't even tell you who took my virginity, child.
Oh, I can tell you that. I can tell
Well,
you that.
see, I was in a place, child. I was looking for attention that I wasn't getting at home. I was in a place.
But I think my question to that though is why does it matter?
Right.
I don't know.
It don't matter.
I'm definitely not the type. I'm not gonna bring it up. I'm not gonna ask no questions about it. I don't care. But if you ask me, it's on you.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Absolutely not. I need to know where you at. Like, where's your headspace?
Answer.
But I guess it's how you ask it.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, you know what though? I think that is a loaded question or a loaded question only because
Wow,
you have to be able to get what you want. Like you have to be able to handle an honest answer.
that's true.
Um, and
That's true.
like I don't know, like it and not and on top of that, people don't even understand and recognize their own mental health to even answer that question honestly and truly. So even if you ask,
Oh,
people are probably don't even know how to speak to that.
Mm.
oh
So
my gosh.
you probably still not even going to get a real answer. So I don't know. That's
Yeah.
that's a good question, but I just don't think that
I
that is
feel like
something
that's
that.
like I feel like that's like into a relationship. I feel like that's when y'all make things like official. I don't know.
Yeah, but
People
I
show
don't.
you people show you how they think mentally when they're talking to you. You just have to pay attention. Like pay attention to how they tell you how they handle conflict. Pay attention to how they talk about their past partners. Pay attention to
Mhm.
how they react when that person cuts them
Free
off.
price.
All of that lets you know everything you need to know about that person.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then when you choose to ignore it, then that's your problem
yeah,
Mhm.
because they're
Pay
showing you
attention to
early
how they
on.
react when they call you and you don't answer the phone. You gotta pay attention to all.
Ooh.
So people let you know what's on their
Mhm.
minds just by their actions.
yeah. That's true. I think that is true. I think oftentimes we ignore simple shit like that because that's like
Yeah.
you said that's pretty much telling you what you get yourself
Mhm.
into. Um, is that I also think that it so I have a couple of stories I want to talk I want to tell y'all about dating, but before I go into
Hmm.
horror stories on dating, um, where we at? I do want to talk about I do want to give out dating tips and safety and safeties. And after we go through this conversation, I would like us all, if you feel the need to or feel so moved to do so, share some dating stories that you kind of went through that was good, wasn't so good, so we can kind of have some examples to kind of talk about and dissect. If you guys don't mind. Um, so we kind of already touched on this, Bryce, which is that was scary, dating violence and red flags.
Hmm.
Um, so I think sometimes showing up to the date late on purpose, to kind of see how they will react to that. Um, I'm a late bitch regardless. I'm
But I'm not gonna.
I ain't leaving my house until it's time
Okay.
to be there. So,
But you know,
um,
I'm not a tester. I'm not gonna test you. Like I don't care to test people. How
yeah,
you how you react is how you react. But like, so I think one time I didn't answer the phone for this dude I was talking to, right? And he spazzed on me, like he spazzed on me bad because I didn't answer the phone. He went into this lengthy text message about like how I'm playing games and how I'm just another Charlotte hoe and da. And he really went in on me. But when he called me that, I was like, so I played along. I was like, yeah, I am a hoe, but your mama taught me everything I know. So I was like, I'm sorry.
oh, okay, okay,
He just went
okay,
for a while, but I was like, why are you so mad at me because I'm at work?
Okay.
Like, what you want me to do? You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
what you want me to do? Like, he really went in on me. So, like, after that, I just blocked him and broke everything off with him. Another guy I met off a Tinder, I was talking to him, and he was telling me how he had a conflict with one of his neighbors, and how his neighbor was mentally handicapped, and how he wanted to shoot the neighbor. I was like, but why are you talking about shooting a mentally handicapped person? Obviously, they're not aware of the things that they're doing. They're not aware of
It's not
how
cute.
destructive they are. So why are you
It's not cute.
it's not cute. So then I hung up the phone and I blocked him. That really scared me. So like stuff like that, I don't ignore red flags.
Yeah. So
As soon as you show me you crazy, I gotta go.
Okay, that first red flag is all
Yeah,
I need.
like no.
So let's talk about. So let's talk about. So when in or where is it safe to meet in or hookups with online dating?
I would say okay. So if you guys are like going on a date, I would say on the first date, don't let somebody pick you up from your house and meet them there.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, if you're on the app and you're the one that's hosting, um,
Don't
I
give him
would
your
say
address.
I would say tell a close friend that somebody's like me and my best friend. We're so close to the point where she like this dude coming over, call me in the morning, and I'll be like, okay, this dude coming over, call me in the morning, see if I'm okay. I think that's a good thing to do. Yes, Regina at a park because I feel like people could come to your house and things could go a little south, or you could go to somebody else's house and things could go a little south. How I get out of bad situations, oh, I shouldn't be saying this. How I get out of bad situations is I'd be like, oh, I left the condoms in the car, and I get in my car and I leave.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
No, right. No, no. I agree with that.
Right.
I,
No.
um, so I've been out of online dating for a good little minute, actually. So I haven't experienced that life. But when I was experiencing that life, I do remember tips that I always me and my friends shared. Anytime that we did, like when it was a hookup, I'm gonna separate those conversations. Hookup and dating is two different things. So when it was a hookup, and I meet somebody offline, I would screenshot the picture, screenshot the location that I'm going to, and send
Mm-hmm.
it to my best friends so they'll know who I'm with and things like that, and where I'm going. So we would do that often because I think back then that was before like
You can
these
share your
apps
location.
had, yeah, you can share your location. We didn't have all of that back then. So that's how we got around that. Also, um, I didn't really like people coming to my house. I was always nervous about that. And if I absolutely had to, I would give you like the general address to the apartment complex that I was staying at the time frame, or like I give you like the address. I would give you the address so that when I see you get out the car, I can judge how you walk. I'm looking at my window. I'm looking at my window to see you walk, to see you see what you got up. Like I'm looking at all of that, um, and that'll determine whether or not if I want you to kind of if I give you I'm in apartment C, what I'm saying like that. So that was
Mm-hmm.
that, um, um, and then so that was for hookup purposes. But for dating wise, I mean, of course, again, we didn't have Uber and all that stuff back then either. It was you was catching the cab. Uber and stuff like that wasn't even out yet. Um, no, it wasn't. And um, I don't. So it was just um catching a cab or catching the bus and meeting somewhere. Like we would catch the bus was popular back then. So you just got the bus no matter where. We just caught the bus everywhere. So a nice mutual spot that we would typically meet to go on a date would be downtown. The epicenter was still there, things like that. So we'll do the epicenter and things like that and whatever. And stuff like that. That was the majority of places that I kind of met up with people that I was actually interested in and actually dating wise. Would be the epicenter because it was mutual. It's easy for me to go on the bus and about the bar and chop it
I'm
up.
posting because dude wouldn't come up to the door like to the peephole. I was like, "Where you at?" He said, "I'm here," and I looked at the peephole. I was like, "Where are you?" And he was like trying to stand off to the side. So I just laid back down in my bed. I said, "I'm not going to play this game with you.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. That's dangerous. That's scary.
That's dangerous as fuck.
Yeah.
If you ugly, that's it. But like, I don't know if you got another person with you. Y'all gonna bum rush me?
Yeah. Yeah.
See, and that's why I don't go to people's house, because I was set up one time. Like I'll go to your house if we've been talking for a minute, but like the whole like we going straight from the app to the crib, no, I can't do that no more. I've had too many experiences where I was just uncomfortable, and I have like I had boundary issues once upon a time. So like if I'm in an uncomfortable position, it would be hard for me to leave, and I would just be really, be feeling real awkward. But one time I walked into a whole meth lab, and I was just like, no, ma'am, mm-mm, nope, nope, I gotta go. I left something in the car. And another time, it was just like I thought it was gonna be me and one other person, and there was like two other people there, and I'm just like, this is not my cup. This is not my cup of tea. No. And so I would just be that person sitting there like, oh, y'all have fun. Y'all have fun. Okay.
Yeah.
And then when the lights go out, I'm out. I'm gonna dip out. I'm gonna slide on out.
I ran into something like that similar to Justice. I was out of town, and I had went to a person's hotel room. It was supposed to be hooking up and whatever. And when I walked into the room, it was somebody. I walked into the room, and he closed the door, and there was somebody standing behind the door and whatever. And he kind of came from behind the door, so it was like two people in the room, and the room was dirty and nasty. Didn't feel comfortable sitting down, and it had like a smell to it. So I was like, I'm about to go. And he was like, you all right? He was like, no, I'm fine. But the problem was I'm out of town and I caught an Uber and it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my god.
So I walked out, I left back out the hotel room. Um, and I went outside to the bus stop and I went ahead and ordered an Uber. But the problem was it took me 30 minutes to order this Uber because it's 3 o'clock in the morning and and there was no drivers available. So I'm walking outside. I'm in a whole different state, so I'm scared. I don't know the people, and I was so scared. I started walking to get away from people because I was nervous about people walking beside me and things like it was a whole fiasco, and I learned my lesson. It won't happen again. It won't happen again. Nope.
I matched with this dude on Tinder, and like his pictures were nice. It was cool. It was like, okay, whatever. So he was like, "You want to go out for lunch on the Saturday?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I gave him the restaurant, and I showed up to the restaurant first. So I'm sitting in the restaurant. I'm sitting close to the door to the entrance. So he walked in, and when I saw him, I was like, "Oh, like it was him," but it looked like he went through like a bad drug episode. Like it was him, but it wasn't him. It wasn't the pictures he sent me. So I'm sitting here and I'm just in shock. So I'm sitting here trying to think of like, oh my god, how the fuck do I get out of this? So we order our drinks. So I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I walk to the back of the restaurant towards the bathroom. I pull the waitress to the side. And I said, listen, I'm on this badass date. He don't look like his pictures. I gotta leave, but I can't walk through the front door because he's sitting by the front. So how do I get out? She takes me through the kitchen to the back of the restaurant. Right? I get on my phone. I block him on Tinder. My fat, I run from the back of the restaurant to the front to the parking lot to my car and I leave. I was like, oh my god. I was like, hell no. Like those pictures he sent me were like from 2008. Those are not his pictures. Like I was like, oh my god. I was like, no. But shout out to the waitress for helping
Shout
me
out
get
to
out the
that waitress.
restaurant because I was like, she understood. I was like, listen, he don't look like his picture. I gotta go.
She understood the assignment. She knew what
Yeah,
had to be
I
done.
gotta go. And thank you for taking me to the kitchen and let me come out the back because I was like, no, ma'am.
That was nice of her.
And if
That
you
was
are
nice of her.
sorry, sir.
Huh?
And if
Oh,
guys like, I'm sorry. Yeah.
oh, it's okay. He knew better. He sent you the wrong pictures. It's his fault. Um, I also um.
I was like, kid. And y'all know
So
I have a poker face. So if I don't like something, you can tell me on my face I don't like it.
yeah, right. So I have a.
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you a story, but I want to talk about something else. I want to talk about what boundaries need to be set before you go on a date.
Mm. That's
Is
a
this
good.
the first date? What number date is this?
First date.
I
First
never
date?
thought about that actually,
That's a good question.
because I feel like I say something I feel like my boundaries are being crossed. I say something, so I never thought about okay, what boundaries are we setting before we go on this date?
Okay, but I think the problem that I have with that, and I get that too, it's hard to kind of set bound. I don't know. I get that I get that portion. But the thing is though, when somebody like cross a boundary of yours, it's
Mm-hmm.
hard to recover from that.
It is.
However, they didn't know that that was a boundary that they shouldn't cross because it wasn't authenticated to them. But they crossed that boundary. You turned off because they crossed that boundary,
Yeah.
and it's hard for you to recover from that. So like, I do think it is important to kind of have a sense of what your boundaries are and to communicate that with them so that your date is not ruined because
Yeah.
it,
Okay.
it,
So, like I
it can
said, like
ruin a
let's
date.
say meeting you there, I wouldn't want you to pick me up from my house. Like,
Yeah.
Yep.
mm-hmm.
You're not coming to my house until we been like, if we hook up, like you still not coming to my house. But if we're dating, you're not coming to my house for a while. Like, don't even think about it.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
I don't. I think I do tell people in the beginning I don't like to be touched. Um, I don't like to be overly touched, or I don't and things like that. Or let me touch you first to invite you touching me.
Not to
Because
attack.
oh yes,
Come on with the subtle invitation. Yeah.
I'm very much like yes, I'm very much like that. Matter of fact, I can give you an example. It was this guy that I had met in a club and whatever, and nice handsome young man, like I like very nice and whatever. And like I said, it all come back to me and me being a tourist and living to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that. So just so happened this person had cooked and whatever, like them in case of be. And so I remember going
Oh,
over there and I'm eating, we drinking wine and things like that. And I think that sometimes people find it weird that when um we transition from the kitchen to the living room that I decide to sit on the opposite couch. That's just me setting the boundary. Not saying that I'm not interested or I'm not or I don't want something to kind of go down or I don't. It's just that I I haven't been moved to touch you yet and whatever things like that. And what this person did, and I actually liked, is that um it was I was asked, "Can I kiss you?" Or I was asked. It wasn't like it wasn't like he went and like dived into touching me or dived into anything. It was almost like he was asking for my permission before um before he did this thing. And or like it was like and I remember like me walking past, and he asked to grab my hand for him to kiss my hand. Looks like the like I think like little subtle things like that makes me never forget like that person impression because it's people don't understand boundaries or don't have a clear understanding of good boundaries and what they look like or understanding of what permission is. And I thought that was one of a good dates that I could think about that I went on where I mean, yes, I did go to his house. Yes, I mean, I did, do some fuck boy shit, but um, I had a good time and I had a nice time, and that and even though the boundaries were in the boundaries was not verbally set, I think that I think that you do have a way of setting unverbal boundaries. You just have to know how to do that. And I think that that was a success story of mine where I did set a unverbal boundary. I think that person picked up on that unverbal boundary and followed suit from that. Um, I like shit like that. That shit like that sticks out to me, and it's sexy to me. I remember going on a date, and this person. This is a long time ago too, years and years ago. And this person and this person I went to South Carolina and whatever, and yeah, if it's good, I'm gonna travel for it. And
okay.
whatever. and and it was our first day. I was going to South Carolina from to see him and things like that and whatever. And it was like Rock Hill. It wasn't like far. It was like Rock Hill. It was like Rock Hill and whatever. And he was sitting in my lap, and I was like, and I remember and because I know how I am, so I asked him. I was like, "Did you mind if I kiss you?" And he smiled and giggled and had to like and his cheeks turned red, things like that. And was like, "Yes, like thank you for asking. I appreciate that." And so like little stuff like that, I think goes a long way, and people don't know that. People don't realize that.
Mm-hmm.
People don't realize that.
Swiping on swiping.
Swiper no swiper.
People think that's weird.
Lord, I just.
I'm at.
Mm.
So I actually just had a date over the weekend.
Oh, how was it? Yeah. Do tell. Do tell.
So this is a I'm about to tell you a story of my weekend. It is a real story, and this is a horror story.
Oh my Lord Jesus.
Okay.
I'm scared.
Um. So I'm not going to get into the logistics of my relationship. I've already kind of talked about that a lot throughout the live. So
Mhm.
everybody know I'm in an open relationship, things like that. So um, one of the things, so we had went on a date with somebody for the weekend and things like that, and um we were out of town, and we were so anyway, so we were out of town for a good for a couple of days and whatever, and the person had been conversing via Instagram, and I'm out of town. It's our first time meeting face to face and whatever, and um of course over the month sex comes up, right? Sex conversation come up. I can't wait to have sex with you. About the bye, whatever. And that is consensual. So, but you know how like sometimes when you in front of a person, not that you're not attracted to them, but sex hasn't came authentically yet. Like we just haven't been moved to have sex yet. Like we spent the night with each other, things like that, and talked and had a good time. But just sex wasn't just it just wasn't that moment. I don't know how to say it, and it wasn't purposely done. It just wasn't that moment. But I'm still very aware that this person want to have sex. So on Sunday we go out, have a good time, and things like that. And the person's friend is the bartender for that night and whatever. And that person friend comes over randomly and brings us all drinks. Now, as I'm drinking this drink, I'm sorry, I haven't drunk it yet. As I'm getting this drink, I'm remembering that this person really want to have sex, and I'm aware that we have not had sex yet, and it's been 4 days, right, of me being there for me being there, throughout the week. It's been 4 days, so I know how people are when it comes down to like, okay, I want to have sex tonight, about the bar, whatever. I'm about to get them right, I'm about to get them drunk. So so I'm aware of that as I'm accepting the shot. So I grabbed the shot. Everybody was toasting to the shot and things like that, and I fake took the shot. I didn't take it and whatever. And so, because I was thinking about like this person may be trying to get us fucked up so that he can have sex with us, whatever. So, I fake took the shot. He is watching me fake take this shot, like staring me down, which made me, oh, which made me, which made me nervous, even more nervous. Now I'm more paranoid than what I was the first time. So I'm like, I'm not taking. No. He was like, why are you taking the shot? Take the shot. Oh my god, you got to take it. Blah blah blah. So I got pressure into taking the shot. I took the shot, y'all. But I immediately felt different. Immediately. So I think about maybe 3 minutes later, I was like, I'm ready to go because I feel different. I can't shake me not feeling different. I don't feel safe. I'm ready to go. So the person that I'm going on a date with, it was driving and things like that. So like as we driving back to the hotel, I'm in the back seat and I told him to pull over, and I'm sticking my finger down my throat to force myself to throw up what I may have digested. I'm not saying that I was drugged. I don't know things like that, but just in case for my own sanity, I'm about to make myself throw up. So I'm in the back seat on the side of the highway, sticking my finger down my throat to force myself to throw up. I did eventually throw up, but things like that. And it's like, you okay? And I'm fine. So I'm still aware of what's going on. So it gets funny, y'all. So we walked in, so we parked, we walked into the hotel, things like that. And I was like, I need the keys. I need all the keys to make sure they work. And they was like, why do you need the keys? I just need the keys to make sure they work, things like that. I'm just trying to collect the keys so that I have all the keys to my hotel room. And it was like that. So I got all the keys and whatever. Mind you, he was staying at the hotel room with us. So that's why I'm collecting the keys. So I fake checked that they work. Of course, I knew this was going to work, but I put all the keys in my pants pocket. So we get into the hotel room. Maybe 2 minutes later, and I slip in my clothes. I'm in the bed fully clothed, so that I know that if somebody's trying to grab something, They have to go through me to get it. So 2 minutes of us being in the hotel room, he was like, he was like, I have to go to the car. And I said, well, you just came from your car. We all just came from your car. Why do you have to go back to your car? Like, I'm confused. And then he was like, well, I have to go to my car so I can get something to eat. I said, hold on. You just said you had to go to your car and get something. Now you're telling me you have to go to your car and get something to eat. Which one is it? He was like, are you serious? Yeah, I'm dead ass serious. Like, what do you like? Yeah. Why do you need to leave this room? And things like that. He was like, I have to go get something, blah, blah, blah. And I said, okay. So I gave him the key and he left out the room and I put the latch on the door so that if when he come back, he can't just come automatically in and whatever. And um
Mm-hmm.
so apparently he did go and get food because he was gone for 20 minutes. He came back with food. Came back, the latches on the door. He was like, "Why the latches on the door?" I told him, "I just want to feel safe. I don't really know you like that, and I just want to make sure that nobody's coming in. Nobody's coming in whatever." I said all of that to say I possibly could not have been in a dangerous situation. However, when you suspect something, it is best it is best to go ahead and proceed with caution. Like, because that could have been an opportunity for somebody. Like, I think one thing, the whole thing that was going through my head that whole night is that I be damned if I become a victim and things like that. And I'm sure he wasn't. I'm sure, and most people don't do things. I ain't gonna say most people. Sometimes people don't do things for intent to harm, but they do things. People want to get you fucked up so that they can, so that um,
Inhibition.
yes, are influenced and things
Mm-hmm.
like that. And so I just didn't want that to be my story or my narrative that night. So I proceeded with caution, and things like that, and that was that. I did share with him the next day why I was acting so strange and weird. I open and honest communication. I believe in all of that, things like that. But that was a recent it was a recent horror story that I had. Um, and it could have not have been a horror story. I could have been making the whole thing up. But I say all that to say, if you suspect something, proceed with caution. It is what it is. Anybody else got something to add to that?
Secretaries.
Okay. Now I gotta be paranoid.
Because if I would have felt different too, I would have been
Yeah, I just kind of felt different.
proceed with a
Proceed with the weapon.
Okay, always gotta have a weapon.
That's true too. You should.
yeah,
I do think that, especially on the first day, you should always have something to make sure that you're not.
with a
I,
creep.
That you're,
I always
yeah,
carry me a weapon, and you
I
ain't
agree
never
with
gonna
that.
know where it's at.
But I had to get on a plane um
Shut
to,
up,
to
Brian.
come back home.
Anyway, yeah, yeah. You have to get Lord.
um, but that's all. But that's a horror story that I recently experienced, and I hate to call it a horror story because it could have potentially not have been a horror story. It could have not. I could have been in my own head. But to me, that was a horror story for me because I was nervous of what the outcome would look like. Um, I think that, and just to kind of wrap up our conversation today, um, it is. I think that we have moved, especially with our new generation, to a format of people are meeting people online faster than they meet people in person. People are having to navigate, communicating for weeks or days before they actually meet up with people. And sometimes, and we kind of skipped over this. Um, Sometimes I think that it's hard to kind of have conversations face to face because you've had all the conversations through text message or through online, right? So by the time I meet up face to face, y'all done talked about all the shit. But y'all talked about everything. But I'm going on a tangent. I just want people to kind of, it's a way to date and date safely. And I think that was the message on today. Um, we gave you a couple of dating tips, dating stories, so that you can learn how to date safely through our stories and things that we've shared with you today. If you have any questions or any further questions that you'd like to expand upon, please feel free to message us one on one, hit us up, and we'll be glad to kind of walk you through that process or walk you through any process that you may need
Mhm.
as it relates to dating and sexual health. And again, we joked earlier today about people giving it up on a first date, or if they spend a whole bunch of money on you giving it up. It was a joke, things like that. I do think that it is up to it's your consent whether or not you feel the need to fuck on a first date or not. That is something that you want to do. I think no amount of money should be able to deter you from your inhibitions and what you want to do. So I'm just a cheap date. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But I will. I will change my mindset on some Taylor Port.
Girl, not teleport. Not the Hennessy or
Not
wine.
teleport. Lord.
We supposed to graduate from teleport. Mm-mm.
Ain't
Yeah,
nothing
no
wrong
more
with
chat lines.
teleport. Ain't nothing wrong
Huh?
with
Mm-mm.
teleport. Oh.
No.
That,
I got
Regina.
Regina, we love you, baby girl.
Not you
So
can't.
we're gonna go ahead and end this live tonight. If we don't have any pressing things else left that we want to leave the audience with today, do we? No.
We
All
got one.
minds
other
are
than
clear.
wait, hold on, because you know what? I just feel like you be trying to get out of here and you be skipping steps. Yes, that's right.
Oh
Pick your
my.
afro because it's flat on one side.
Right.
Ugh.
And as always, y'all know how we do. Getting testy, getting tested is sexy.
Bye, y'all. I'll see y'all next Thursday.